Okay, everybody ready? I gotta get ready. We'll call the Williams County Board of County Commissioners meeting for Tuesday, February 17th to order. Beth, please call roll.
Barry,
Here.
Steve,
Here.
Bo,
Here.
Chris.
Here.
We have a quorum. We'll proceed. If everybody please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, item C, consent agenda. What are the wishes?
Mr. Chairman, I'd move to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Discussion? Roll call, please.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Corey.
Yes, they are, right? Good. Motion carried. No problem. I just wanted to check. I'm going to have to get some backup for you. Okay, item D is public comment. This is a spot on the agenda where if somebody from the public has a comment that is not currently on the agenda, now's the time. Okay, we'll go on to item E. I believe Lindsay's sick. Helen, are you going to do this one?
So as you, hot mic. As you know, we have a tourism grant program. I believe Barry sits on that committee, so he may have more details than I do about this. But this is I believe there's twice a year they come through for approval. So this is your set for this half a year.
So any in-depth questions, please direct them to Commissioner Ramberg. Did we get enough applicants for the amount of money we were giving out?
We're not set for, I can look up that email, but I don't think the meetings aren't until, can't remember when she said it was.
So this is just approving.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, this is that's what I thought. I didn't see anywhere. I went through it, but I didn't see anywhere that they had given money. So this is just approving doing it.
Correct. So as I see here, we budgeted for 2026 $80,000, but we do have some unrealized grants. What that means is in the previous year, some were awarded and they weren't used. And so there is a request to make a change from an $80,000 total award availability to $100,000. And you see then under program highlights, it talks about sort of the guidelines, the guardrails of the program, what people will be able to apply for. They'll need to be spent by December 1st of 2026. Again, Commissioner Ramberg is on the committee. The applications would open February 19th. They would close April 3rd. Meetings would happen in the middle of April. And then hopefully second meeting in April would be the award date.
Okay, and there's also a sample motion there of what we're looking for.
Yes.
So are there any questions? Okay, what are the wishes?
I would make a motion to approve the grant program.
And increase the total award amount to 100,000?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, I thought that's. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Steve,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Barry.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Brandon, you're up.
commissioners. You guys get to see me every week. All right. So today I have a approval for federal aid route revisions that the DOT has been requesting we do around the city of Wilson. The memo, or it's the approval before you outlines the functional classification updates being coordinated with the DOT. The roadway segments are located surrounding Williston and stem from the primary urban boundary adjustments that have happened in the past. Several of these segments before were just classified incorrectly from either county roadway designations to arterial city roadway designations, stuff like that. Just administrative adjustment for funding purposes with the Federal Highway Administration guidelines. So at this time, I'm just requesting that the chair be able to sign the approval saying that the county supports these changes. And it's truly it's for funding purposes for the city and for us to be able to ask for federal funds when it comes to the roadways.
Okay. Any questions for Brandon? All right. So we're looking for a motion.
I would move to approve with the suggested motion in the memo and authorize chairman to sign.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Discussion? Roll call, please.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Okay, any other department heads that I missed before we get to Helen? Okay, Helen, you're up.
Good morning again. All right, we have the staffing report. You see that we have right now no positions we're asking to get filled. And we don't have any board positions to fill. We always have that Tioga Planning and Zoning Board position listed. If you remember when the population changed, there became a requirement for us to add a person to the Tioga Planning and Zoning Board. But as we've heard from Commissioner Ramberg, there just isn't really anyone living out in the ET. They have to come from the ETJ. There are a limited number of people there. And so by statute, we have to have the seat available. We continue to have it open. If somebody living in the ETJ wanted to serve, it would be there for them. As you know, we've been providing what we call department updates. We're just about to the end of the cycle. So over the last almost 2 years, you've heard at the second meeting of the month from a different department head every month. The last couple that are left, none of them could do it today. And so you are by default now getting the county administration update. So I am the county administrator, of course. Sometimes people ask me what I do. I, of course, am responsible for executing the work of the county commission. I take a lot of joy in working with our department heads, with county leadership, with other agency heads, with the public to solve problems. I answer lots of questions every day. I make lots of decisions, most of them not huge, but sometimes they're pretty big. So I help. I'm a deal breaker, not a deal breaker, but I help to make a decision if there's two choices and a couple of departments want to make sure we make the right choice. I'm the third person often to help break a tie. I work closely with our department heads and staff to try and execute the work of making sure we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, but also creating a workplace that is supportive to having open discussions, making decisions. I enjoy very much the work of supporting new department heads. So as we have a new department head somewhere, in part because of my experience here, I will celebrate 30 years at Williams County in about 15 months next fall. So I can often help a new department head just because I do have some general knowledge of what every department does. I have probably weekly meetings with new department heads for the first 6 months or a year. that they're here, and then we go to less frequent meetings. There are a couple of what we would call divisions that are under the umbrella of administration, community engagement, communications, GIS, and human resources. Of course, I came out of the HR world. I was the HR director for just over 15 years. So those folks work with staff and department heads to kind of handle all parts of the cycle of employment. So that includes recruiting, any kind of coaching or counseling, discipline, termination, retirement. There's lots of state and federal laws that we have to follow, and the HR staff are working closely with me and with department heads and staff to make sure that we are in compliance and properly following those regulations. HR partners real closely with finance to make sure that benefits and payroll are happening as they should be. There is sort of a cycle to HR work. For example, in 2025, we onboarded 70 employees. So that means we hired 70 people roughly. There could be some variances to that a little bit. But in 2026, much like in 2024, we'll probably onboard double that because we hire all of the election workers. And so in an election year, there's a volume of work that doesn't exist in the other years. GIS, of course, maintains this big important data set that we use across most of our departments and that the public and other political subdivisions use. We maintain information about parcels, which includes their spatial representation, data about ownership and use. GIS information is used to support first responders, in particular some of the routing that happens for 911 purposes. And then there's all sorts of I would call them inventory details that are held in GIS. So for example, where are road signs? How many culverts do we have? Road information in particular, we're storing in GIS. And then community engagement and communications, I think that's the piece that you all probably see most often. You know that we have lots of programs and engagement going on with our stakeholders, our friends, and the community, and sometimes even right outside of Williams County. We've had meetings recently with the governor and with Julie Fedorchak, and so all of that is coordinated through community engagement, and then communications is working hard on external communications, making sure people know what's going on here. In all of these divisions, we've had an open position. We've had some folks out for personal and medical reasons, and so we're always trying to find that balance to get the priority work done, and then have the ability to do those extra things and continue to refine our efficiency too. Any questions for me? Any thoughts on county administration? Riveting, right?
We were on the edge of our seats.
I know, I
and
saw
we
it.
appreciate that.
I saw it.
Nice work. Any questions for Helen? Perfect. That means you're helping keep us all in line. So we can
Yes,
move
thank you.
to item 3. Thank you.
All right, we have 2 agreements in front of you. Williams County does still own a couple of housing units, meaning we own a couple of apartments from way back in the day. And we have agreements in front of you that will allow us to enter into some agreements with the City of Williston and Williston Basin School District to allow them to have employees rent those apartments as well. My explanation of this would be that when we have a resource and we're going to share it with another political subdivision, a written agreement like this just explains to the world why we're sharing. So I would like your permission for both of those agreements to be approved and then signed by the chairman. Then of course I'll forward them on to their boards.
Okay. What are the wishes?
I'd move to approve and authorize chairman to sign.
Is there a second?
Second,
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
I'm just happy to see the resource get utilized. This has been a frustration of mine to see that building empty for so long. So this will be good.
Oh, this is a good thing. Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Bo,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Corey.
Yes, motion carried.
Right, and then in the Century Code, there's a function, a position called the superintendent of schools. And it's not the superintendent of schools as we would envision it today, operating a school district as a business, let's call it. It's a broader role that was, it appears, if you really read the regulations, intended to help wrangle a whole bunch of little school districts within a county, maybe just a small rural elementary only, or however it might be, maybe one room schoolhouses even. And so when way back, probably 2015, the last person in this role retired actually, and we determined that we just didn't have enough work to fill it. And in fact, he had been doing this in addition to 2 other roles at the county just to make a full-time job. And so we consolidated, as the Century Code allows us to do. We reassigned the required pieces of this position to other departments at Williams County, and some of it was sort of obviously done by these people anyway. And we've had a running list like this, which you have seen, but that list, sometimes pieces of Century Code change, and so we have to review it periodically. And the way we had it configured, we had people's names. So we said treasurer recorder Patty Overchuck. And because we're in an election year, but we also had some Century Code changes, it made sense for us to refine this to include not a person's name, but merely the title of the person who would complete these duties. They are, for the most part, not time consuming, but really just quite administrative and procedural. And so I would ask that you approve this as it is the official designation of how we handle the superintendent of schools duties.
Okay, any questions for Helen on the school superintendent position? What are the wishes, gentlemen?
Would make a motion to approve the assignment of duties of county superintendent of schools.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Discussion? Roll call, please.
Chris,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Motion carried.
This was supposed to be the meeting where we had targeted this meeting to bring to you all of the leases related to the fairgrounds. We have completed 3 of them prior to this meeting. I've heard back from 2 of the organizations. I'm hoping maybe at the next meeting we'll have those signed agreements from them, and I'm working on the other 2 to hope that we can get them done sooner than later. So working through details with the last couple.
Great. Any other questions for Helen? All right. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
We, having no further business, are adjourned. 8:18:32.